rainy day in the state of Michigan. Tiger game rained out yesterday, and we're looking at more of the wet stuff today. Stay tuned for more details on that. We're also going to announce our Bob Seger winner in about 1 hour from now, less than an hour from now. In fact, you're going to find out who wins 4 tickets to the Bob Seger concert, courtesy of American Metal Roofs, and that's going to be Saturday at the DeVos place there in Grand Rapids. So you're going to be on the roof for a rooftop party taken by a limousine, Van Andel Arena, and Bob Seger. 4 tickets. The winner, because you've all been registering at rockintheroof.com, and we'll announce the winner a little bit later this morning. Michael Moore, who is from Traverse City, he's always outspoken. The guy who took on General Motors originally with the movie Roger and Me was on MSNBC. He was on The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell. And he talked about how the president should use his power over the auto companies to kill cars and replace them with mass transit. Here's what Michael Moore said.
The auto thing is a good example, too, of where I wish Obama would just, if he would just ratchet it up another notch. Yes, you save the jobs of all my friends back in Michigan, but now that we sort of control the car companies, let's get them doing mass transit. Let's get them doing things that are going to save this planet, because the internal combustion engine is not going to get us to the 22nd century. That's just not going to, we're not going to have a planet. That has to stop. And I just thought, geez, well, you've had this power, you know, you can do things. And it's kind of like, no, let's just get the money back from the auto companies and it's all going to be okay.
John DeCiso is on the other end of our line from the University of Michigan. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
What did you make of Michael Moore on MSNBC saying that the president should use his power over the auto companies to kill cars and replace them with mass transit?
Well, you know, I don't think that's very realistic for most Americans.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, but at the same time, you have a poll now of 800 likely Michigan voters and some Ohio voters, too, overwhelming and intense support for requiring the auto industry to increase average fuel economy to 60 miles per gallon by 2025 and reduce, of course, the carbon dioxide pollution from the cars. Is it technically possible? Is it realistic to say that we can get 60 miles per gallon by 2025?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
You know, that sounds like an eye-popping number. A couple things to keep in mind. One of them is that this is what we call CAFE, corporate average fuel economy math. And it's not the same as your window sticker math. If you were to think of the Prius, which people think of as a 50-mile-per-gallon vehicle today, you want to take a guess at what that goes into the CAFE calculations as? It's 71 there.
Wow.
So you have to take the numbers we're used to thinking about and right off the top inflate them by 25 to 26%. Mm-hmm. So, first of all, it's just a question of sort of calibrating how you think about the numbers when you were talking about the government policy. And then secondly, the technology that we've got available, both advanced internal combustion engines as well as hybrid drive, and now electric cars, plug-in hybrids coming in to the mix, you add it all up, and there's certainly the potential to get that far along the way. Let me, throw out another example. The Nissan Leaf, an electric car, and they're just starting to trickle into the market now, has a window sticker of 99 miles per gallon. Mm-hmm. If you take that number and inflate it to the way it could go into the CAFE calculation, that's 125 mile per gallon equivalent. And right now, EPA is giving them even more credit than that. So it's it really is possible to push cars a lot further in terms of fuel economy.
But it's going to take time?
Well, it's going to take time. This is 2011 right now, and the targets they're talking about are for the year 2025. So that's 15 years down the road. That's more than 2 complete redesign cycles. I like to think of how long it takes for, say, a car company to work systematically through all their makes and models and do a major redesign, and that's about 6 years. They can't redesign everything at once, 5 to 6 years. So about 15 years from now is plenty of time for them to go through 2 complete design cycles. And that's very important because that means that they can take these steps at an affordable cost.
You know what cracked me up? The U.S. Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood apparently unveiled some new fuel economy window stickers for cars and trucks, and he said, quote, "We're not just sitting around waiting for high gasoline prices to come down," end quote. But he rode to the event, the press conference, in a Chevy Suburban SUV that gets 12 miles to the gallon.
Oh, boy, yes. Well, I guess he needed hefty security detail.
I suppose. And the other funny thing is they had to fill up the president's limousine yesterday in London. He's there for for a couple of days. So they went in and it cost, this car has all sorts of armor, and it's got its own oxygen system, and it's even got samples of the president's blood in there, and the doors are a foot thick and all that sort of thing. So they spent well over $100, more like $150 to fill up the tank. But it was at a BP station.
Well, what do you expect? British Petroleum, right?
Yeah, after all that noise the president made about BP, and they filled up all the cars, and it cost all that. Well, travel safely, particularly in this rain, and it's nice to hear that one day, though we're going to have $4 gas prices this weekend through the holiday, but one day we'll be getting many more miles in the cars that we drive, whether it's electric, hybrid, or even combustion engine. And Michael Moore, unfortunately, you can find a train in Traverse City, you can take one, but for now, you're going to have to put the pedal to the metal. It's Michael Patrick Shields. What are Michigan Congressman Thaddeus McCotter's chances of running for president, and could he actually win the nomination? We'll find out. And what happened to that Air France flight that crashed into the Atlantic Ocean? Now that they found the wreckage on the bottom, there are some secrets being revealed. We'll have them for you. It's Michael Patrick Shields on Michigan's Morning Show.